Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Omega Jolteon, and we are here for Major Pokemon League Week 3. We are taking on Keegan, Games, YT, or the Foghorn, or whatever you call him as, in the Olympique Flygons, or Olympique Flygons. I don't know if I'm going to say Olympique because it sounds cooler. So, taking on my good pal Keegan, first time playing him in the format, and I'm very excited for this game for sure. He's definitely I definitely think he's improved a lot in the format for sure when I first saw him play. So definitely big shout outs to him for that. And it's definitely going to be a fun game with him. So yeah, if we win this game, you can, because we won last week versus Kez. We're in second place in the conference behind CJ. And if we win this one, we have a pretty good chance to get in first place. And that's really solid for sure. So it's definitely in a knock down Keegan lower in the standings for our playoff push. You know, it's pretty early, so I'm going to think about the playoffs, and we don't want to lose a game that is very crucial for playoffs. So let's go into the team matchup. Before I start anything, this might be a separate team builder, or it's the same one. You'll see when I upload it, but I'm thinking it's going to be in the same video, or separate. I'm probably going to do separate because I like those, but depends how long the battle video. If it's like under like 20 minutes, yeah, I don't know. But let's go into the team that my good pal Keegan has. He has Z, Tapu Koko, Hawlucha, Salamence, Roserade, Registeel, Gastrodon, Yuxi, Yanmega, Mega Altaria, Raichu Alolan, and Delphox. Raichu Alolan is another Z-Mon. And the team I have is Landorus, Therian, Latios, Heatran, Alomola, Shaman, Drapion, Jolteon, Paliswine, Diancie, Lanoon, Mega Heracross, Z-Lando, and Z-Diancie for my Z-Mon. So this is a very tricky matchup, I feel, for me, because just because his team is so offensively threatening, stuff like Mega Altaria can really go ham versus my team, and stuff like Koko Lucha is basically mandatory to prep for, and yeah, he just has some really big threats to me, and there's like a few mons that do really well versus him, but stuff like Gastrodon is a pretty decent pivot. Registeel and Yuxi can stop most Latios sets. Mainly the Registeel can stop most Latioses, so I'm gonna have to be a bit tricky around some of the mons this game for sure. Yeah, he can literally bring everything versus me, I feel, and yeah, it's really a rough matchup for sure, and because just all this offensive pressure, I'm going to have to build more of a defensive team to not lose to his offensive speed tiers like Hawlucha, Alola, and Raichu. I'm going to need to build a fat team. Not necessarily a fat team, it's just more of a bulky team that I would usually bring versus him. But there's some mods I don't think are going to come. Stuff like Salamence, I don't think is coming versus me because I have a Piloswine, and that's the most obvious bring versus him, to be honest. So Salamence is not coming. I know, I have a good feeling that Yanmega is not going to come. I feel like he has better options to break down my team. Raichu, I don't know if he'll come, just because Lucha's better speed tier, way to outspeed and beat my team, I feel. But yeah, definitely could pressure my Piloswine down a bit though, so gonna be a bit careful. And yeah, I still could definitely expect Raichu, but yeah, he is a bunch of threats, and it's a pretty rough matchup for me. I'm not gonna like blame matchup for sure, because I have some very big threats, as you see with the team I'm bringing right now. First mon I am bringing is the Piloswine. My good pal, round 8, the Piloswine. It's a bit of more of a bulky set, and with this investment, with the attack investment, I can KO a Salamence if it's not Yachi Berry with the Ice Shard. So that's pretty nice this game, as I definitely wanted a way to weaken to check the Salamence at +1, because so I don't think he's gonna bring it, but I still definitely have to prepare for that Pokemon. So I have to bring that fantastic Koko check as well. And if you look at his team, he has Hawlucha, Mence, Roserade, Yanmega, Altaria, weak to ice. So he does not have great switch-ins to a decently offensive Piloswine. for sure. Easily my best rocker, and it's gonna be my best lead this game, for sure. For sure. And yeah, it's nice to check Raichu, stuff like Tapu Koko. Having that priority is super crucial this game, as you'll see by my game plan. So yeah, this is a fairly obvious bring versus him, but it's definitely needed this game. Next mon I'm bringing is my Mufasa, the Landorus. It is a dual dance Landorus. First time bringing this season. I've been bringing a bunch of fat defog sets, but now we're throwing out the dual dance Landorus, as this mon is so fantastic versus him. And I want to, as you see, I have a Scarf Latios, which is my win condition in this game, and Landorus provides me a breaking power, a way to break down that Yuxi, which is his only, like, besides Registeel, his only check to Scarf Latios. Because I do expect to get up rocks turn 1, and Altaria will get 2K'd by a Psychic. So yeah, so Landorus is very nice to break down that Yuxi, to break down that Registeel, potentially a Shuka Registeel, to take a Stomping Tantrum Linoon, which I did scoop up from free agency, which before I had an Ambipom, didn't have a great matchup like usual, but he needs to prep for that Linoon for sure. So I'm definitely expecting like a Shuka Registeel to potentially like 2-wave it or something. But I could have brought Linoon this game for sure, but it couldn't really set up on too much. Like Yuxi could have foul play, Registeel can check me decently well. Lucha could take. I don't think Lucha could take hit, but yeah, I don't have great setup fodder versus his team, so I did overall, and it made me weaker to Lucha. So I decided to just forego the Linoon strategy, as I had 2 other good win cons in this Landorus, and this mon is just there to break down that Yuxi, and to have another with this investment I could take a Z move HP Ice, not a Z move, like a no item HP Ice from a Tapu Koko, I believe, after rock, so it's really nice as well. And yeah, this mon could in a certain scenario, it could definitely just win this game straight up. And yeah, with this HP as well, it's very crucial, because I could live a +2 adamant acrobatics from the what's it called, Lucha. So yeah, very crucial mon in this game. Such a fantastic breaker for this team. And yeah, we're gonna go over my main win condition in this game, and that is my Scarf Latios. If you look at his team, he doesn't have a Psychic, like a Dark type, so he's no really great resist to Psychic, but he does have a Yuxi and a what's it called? Yuxi and a Registeel, so I could definitely, if I break those 2 down, then Scarf Psychic is really nice versus him. And I wanted the Scarf as well to outspeed a +1 Young Mega. I wanted to outspeed Scarf Delphox, especially stuff like Mence, Altaria, Tapu Koko, stuff like that. I felt was extremely necessary this game. Having the Scarf Psychic to hit them, just do a lot of work to them. So yeah, absolutely fantastic on this game. And Ice Beam, like I said, he has pretty horrible ice resist, so having an Ice Beam that's pretty spammable versus him is really nice. I don't need Draco this game, because I want Ice Beam to hit down the Altaria, and I want to hit the Salamence as well. Yeah, Salamence as well, and Oko that thing. And yeah, Shadow Ball is just there to 2KO a potential Yuxi or Delphox, his Psychics. So yeah, that is my Latios there. Very fantastic mon this game, and it's a really good win con this game, I feel, depending on the scenario. Next mon I'm bringing is a Air Balloon Heatran, just 4 attacks Air Balloon, mainly because I was worried, like Altaria, DD Altaria actually just wrecks, just body bags my team. So I needed a nice pivot into that. So this mon does it. It could also take a hit from Salamence if it's not Aqua Tail, if it decides to bring that. So having an Air Balloon attached to this thing is really nice to break down his team. And I don't need, yeah, I needed the Air Balloon just not to lose to DD Altaria, because that, even though I do have the Piloswine, DD Altaria can still break down my Piloswine, and Ice Shard's not doing too much unless it's in range of one. So having the Air Balloon is just a nice nice check option for that Altaria. So I felt like it was very necessary. And these 4 coverage moves just he does not have a great switch into this mon besides the Gastrodon, which I think he's gonna bring Gastrodon because I do have a Jolteon. I do have a Heatran as well, so having a nice pivot into that would be nice, but I could bring like Shaman, even though it doesn't have the greatest matchup. So yeah, definitely I thought about bringing Shaman, but too many mons just pressured it out, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. So and yeah, that is my Heatran, just 4 attacks. Next mon is my Diancie. It is a 3 attacks toxic set, because I wanted a way to not counter, because this is I wanted a nice check to that Hawlucha, and this thing does that very well. He could be like an Iron Head variant, which could OHKO my Diancie. That's why I have the Babiri Berry, and Moonblast, Diamond Storm, Earth Power hits the most of his team. And Toxic, I'm very worried about the Gastrodon, so having Toxic to wear that thing down is very, very nice this game for sure. As yeah, this is my Lucha check, and it is a roll to kill a max HP Lucha with the Moonblast. So what I'm gonna need to do is I'm going to if I don't get the roll, I still have Piloswine to always revenge, so I'm not too worried about that. And yeah, that's what I think. And yeah, pretty self-explanatory this game. Other rolls this thing can do, it could check the Altaria alright. It could check Salamence decently well if it's iron. If it's not, like, it could take a hit from Salamence. So definitely it's just a main role to check the Delphox as well. Its main role is just to always check that Hawlucha unless he crits me or flinches me. So yeah, I felt this mon is very necessary this game, and yeah, I'm very yeah. In the last mon I am bringing is my Mega Heracross, my Fight Bimbo. I was debating between the slot for a bit, and I had Shaman here before to take advantage of Gastrodon, but Shaman just has a horrible matchup because it basically always allows a free Roserade with my set. Like a free Altaria, free on Mega, basically free Hawlucha unless I'm Koba Berry. So it allows a lot of setup and stuff, and it's pretty passive versus him. So I overall just wasn't a big fan of Shaman, as yeah. I'm just a 3-tax Heracross, and you might look at his team, you might think Heracross doesn't have a great matchup either, and I sort of do agree. But this thing has a very, very crucial role, which it breaks down his team pretty well besides Altaria, but that thing is not going to switch in too well because I don't think he's going to lead off with it. And yeah, this is my main switch into Gastrodon. If he decides to click Scald, if he doesn't burn me, then I could click like an easy Pin Missile or a Rock Blast predicting the Altaria, something like that. But if he does burn me, he doesn't have great normal resist, so I can click Facade, and I could do basically the same breaking power as without the burn. So I thought this was a really cool set just to switch into Gastrodon, because I was very worried about that thing. I thought it was a very solid bring versus me. So yeah, that is what it is, and it is enough speed to outspeed the Yuxi. And yeah, that is my team. This thing's main, and it breaks down Registeel, which is very, very nice, because I need that for Scarf Latios to win this game, because that is my main win condition. I feel like it's the most reliable. Landorus is more of a breaker, but it could certainly still win just due to how powerful a Dual Dance Landorus is. So yeah, that's what I feel, and that is my team versus Keegan. Some other mons that I was like debating, some other mons I did not bring. I meant to say Almamola had a shit matchup. I couldn't bring it this game. It got taken advantage of way too easily. Shaman, it got taken advantage of. Drapion, it wasn't. I didn't really consider it. Jolteon was decent this game, but overall I just decided not to. Linoon was pretty good, and I just decided not to. So Jolteon I was thinking about for a bit, but I just scratched off the idea a bit. So yeah, that is my team. I'm very confident in this team. I think I built a very good team depending on the matchup. I feel confident about this team. I know Keegan's a very good player, for sure. As yeah, my game plan, just to recap, is to lead off with my Piloswine as to get up rocks, because it is my best lead. I need rocks up this game, and I will be able to try to break down his team with Heracross plus the Landorus, and have these two backup check, like two pivots into Altaria and Hawlucha, which are the mons that have the easiest time sweeping me. So yeah, and backup insurance and Latios as well. So the breaking power of these two plus all three of these mon and win condition Latios, I feel very solid with this team. I definitely have a lot of insurance policies versus his really scary offensive team. So yeah, I feel very confident, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the battle. Peace. Alright, we are back with our game versus Keegan and the Olympique Flygons, and as you do see, I am recording. This is going to be in the same video as the team builder. I just decided to do that just because of time constraints this week, and I'll definitely bring back team builder, separate team builders next week, but just time constraints. So yeah, that is it, and just to do how short this battle was. But let's go into the matchup, and before I do that, shout out to Blue Rogue for genning and recording for me, and yeah, definitely shout out to him. Shout out to the MPL Twitter, definitely go follow that, and just to know, like, it's really cool, so definitely go follow there. And yeah, we're taking on Keegan and the Olympique Flygons. I'll have a timestamp when you want to get to the battle. So that is very exciting, and he just does decide to bring, if you did not see the team builder, my team consists of a pretty offensive fat Piloswine, Dual Dance Flying EMZ Landorus, Air Balloon Heatran, a Mega Heracross with Facade, 4 attacks Heatran, Air Balloon Heatran as well, 4 attacks Heracross with the Facade to take advantage of the Gastrodon, a Fizz Def Diancie to take a hit for my check to Hawlucha, and a Scarf win condition Latios. So as you do see, he just does decide to bring both of his Latios checks in his Yuxi and his Registeel. So it's very good to know that he brings both of them. So definitely gonna need to chip both of those down so my Latios can win this game, because he does not have good checks to Latios after, he does not have good psychic switches after those mons go down. So yeah, and I have really solid breakers versus him, but I definitely do expect a pretty like fat Yuxi. I'm not sure what Yuxi it is. It could be a Rocker Registeel or a Rocker Yuxi. I feel like a Rocker Yuxi is better versus me, just because of it could beat Landorus a lot easier, I feel, unless it's like a Shooka Registeel with Ice Punch. That could definitely be an option. So if it's Shooka, probably Shooka Registeel is probably the better option, I feel. That just probably like a Fairy MZ Coco, or Chiazimu Coco, maybe Topinium Z, Grassium Z, something like that. Registeel just like probably like a Spit F set or a mixed defensive set to check my Latios. A DDL Taria, offensive, like a pretty offensive Roserade, 3 attacks Roserade, and a Electric Seed Hawlucha. And yeah, like I said in my team builder video, I want my rocks up and I want to follow this game plan. So I do decide to lead off with my Piloswine, as my good pal Keegan is issuing the challenge by Pokemon Trainer Keegan, as I'm gonna lead off with my round 8, and that is my Piloswine. So this turn, even if I get, I'm fairly worried about getting knocked off, but I feel like it is worth it to get up my rocks, because I need rocks to chip down stuff like Altaria, because Altaria is a huge threat, and because of that, I need it to get chipped down. So it can't switch into Heracross. So yeah, I do decide to risk a knockoff, but I get my rocks up, are just as valuable. So I just decided to get my rocks as he goes straight into the Registeel. This turn allows me to get pretty much a free Heracross, and I can basically, I don't think he's gonna stay in for sure. I don't think he's gonna stay in on me at all. So I'm gonna click Pin Missile right here. because Pin Missile allows me to catch that Yuxi, and I don't think it's going to go hard into the Altaria when it's regular form, risking a Moonblast. So I decided to click the Pin Missile, and he does actually make the pretty aggressive play and go and just stay in versus my Heracross. So I don't really agree with this play, because if I click Close Combat, that was one of his Latios checks gone, and Yuxi gets pressured on your team very bit. So definitely a bit of a questionable play in my opinion, but he actually just does pull out the explosion, so that does make a bit of sense. But even with this explosion damage, this does not put me in range of like basically anything, maybe like Coco or Lucha. But he actually goes into Roserade, so I was thinking that he could be an HP Flying variant, but I don't expect that, because I have a Heatran, but he actually does pull out the HP Flying, which I didn't really want to switch in anything. And if he thought like a Life Orb, like a Life Orb Extrasensory as a roll to kill me, Life Orb SpongeBob could not kill me. So if he thought I was like a no HP Heracross, that I would have died there, I would have caught him and got rid of that Roserade. But unfortunately, my Heracross does die. But this is setup fodder for my Landorus, and this allows me to get a Dual Dance up in just a Swords Dance plus a Rock Polish. Rock Polish was 100% my play, just in case we wanted to stay in. As yeah, I do decide to click the Rock Polish, and this turn I can easily live an Ice Punch. I'm not worried about this Yuxi at all. I'm clicking Swords Dance, and I'm getting a kill. I'm breaking down this Yuxi for my Latios late game, and that is just fantastic. And he does carry the Ice Punch, which is good to know for sure, as my nice thick Landorus is able to chew this up. And I'm gonna drop a Z-Fly. He's forced to sack something right now, and he does decide to sack off the Roserade, which is very nice this game. Definitely his most expendable mon, as you're going to see this nice, cool, super sonic Skystrike animation. So I definitely get rid of this, and this turn he's forced again, I feel, to go into that Yuxi again, and I could still get the damage I need for Scarf Latios late game. So I'm not overly too worried about this thing at all. So yeah, I just dropped the Supersonic Skystrike, as that is a dead Roserade. Crit doesn't matter, of course. So yeah, this puts me in a pretty good position at this point, as this turn I could just go for the Fly. The Fly is going to break down this Yuxi, so my Latios can win the game. That is great, as it just clicks Ice Punch. I hope I don't miss, because I need this damage for Latios late game, because Latios is looking fantastic, looking clean AF this game. So I do get the damage on the Yuxi I needed. That's all I needed this game, so I was willing to waste my Flying EMZ, and he's in range of Latios, and this turn allows me to go into Latios right now. And I can just click Ice Beam. He has no real switch into Ice Beam. If he decides to go hard Coco, he's going to get 2 KO'd by a Scarf Ice Beam. So yeah, I do decide to click the Ice Beam, and it doesn't allow Altaria free setup. Even though I have an Air Balloon Heatran to always check that, I don't want that to happen. So he goes in Altaria, which was his most sensible play. And this turn, I'm forced to stay in, even though this is my win condition. I have Diancie to check Hawlucha. I have Piloswine to beat Coco. Plus, if I weaken this, Piloswine beats this Altaria with Ice Shard. So I'm not too worried about sacking my Latios right here. I just need this thing in range of Ice Shard, and that is what I do. I click the Ice Beam. This is going to take like 60%, and I get the freeze. I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'll talk about it after the game, because I don't want to ruin the flow. But that really is unfortunate. But I just click the Ice Beam again, and that allows me to kill this thing with Latios. After the game, he told me he clicked Return, or Frustration, doesn't matter. But he would have clicked that, he would have killed my Latios. But yeah, this turn, like I said, I don't want a free switching into the Hawluchas, so I just decided I just want to sack off my Latios right here so I can get a free switching into another mon on my team. As I just click Ice Beam. Ice Beam will be able to 2KO this thing pretty easily after the rocks. As yeah, it definitely does show that he goes for the Dazzling Gleam. Unless this thing is spexed, he won't be able to kill me. Or Fairy Z, he wasn't able to kill me. So yeah, just click the Ice Beam there, and that Coco is done. So Latios picks up 2 kills, which is very nice. is he just goes into the Hawlucha as he can't set up on me, so he's basically forced to click Acrobatics. If he does click those Sword Stance expecting my choke, then I will win this game 4-0, but he takes a differential and takes Acrobatics as right now I go into the Diancie because it's I can live any 2 hits from this Hawlucha and win this game 3-0 to Keegan. So this was a very fun game. I think I played very well with my prep, my team, but I'll talk about that freeze right now. So the scenario I did expect, I just Moonblast, and if he's max HP, but I do get the roll. So that's pretty cool, and we do win. So let's talk about that scenario with the freeze. And the freeze, I felt it did not matter. So basically, the freeze meant it really took away his only chance to win this game due to he needed to crit my Diancie at that point to beat me, because if I got the Moonblast damage, even if he's max HP, Piloswine Revenge with Ice Shard, and that would have been GG. So the scenario that would have happened if I didn't kill, he would have killed my Latios. I would have gone into the Piloswine. I clicked Ice Shard. He would most likely be forced to go into Coco as to get the Electric Terrain up, and he could go for like a Grassy Mazie at that range did not kill me, so I'll be able to OHKO that thing with Earthquake. Then that turn after he went to Lucha, I go into Diancie. I live any hit and I KO with Moonblast. If he's max HP, I just KO with Ice Shard and win 2-0. So it really only affected differential. He also could have went Hawlucha the first time, not Coco first, but it would have awarded the same scenario basically. So I don't think it mattered too much, unless he crit my Diancie, which would have been really annoying. But yeah, the freeze did not matter too much in the grand scheme of things. Just the way how I would have played the game, I had it in the back of my mind the whole time. So yeah, that was it. So yeah, definitely GG to Keegan. Definitely the freeze was definitely unfortunate because it took like your only chance to win. But very fun game, very fast and offensive game. Like 6 minutes, Jesus. Like that's a short game. Like 15 turns, something. Not 15, like 10, something. I don't even. I didn't even count. But it was a very fun game. Definitely GG to Keegan. And next week we are taking on my good pal Deebz, coach of the Calgary Flame Wheels, and that's gonna be our. If you don't know, there's a bit of a meme in the MPL, and because I faced 4 Zane Sky Gang members, I want to get a clock. So Deebz is the first one I have to face, and if I beat Deebz, I have 3 more to go to get that clock. So yeah, that's definitely gonna be a fun game. Definitely a fun game. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.